tea is hot this season, and I'm serving every last drop. If she wants to survive in this social circle, she better learn to fall in line.
This season, I'm coming for everything. I want it all.
So what do y'all want to talk about first? I just thought, you know what? Let's do a little live today because we ain't had a chance to do like a random live in a minute. And I just got in from filming Good Day DC, well, the Lion Lunch Hour on Fox. So I was like, you know what? I saw us a little news out there, so I said, let's have a little Ponderosa. Let's have a little Ponderosa. You know what I'm saying? Nice little Ponderosa. Welcome. If you are expecting some drive-by news, this ain't the video for that. Okay? I'm going to take my time. We're going to have a little fun. Now, this first piece about Robyn, let's get into that. Now, right now, it's rumored. We're going to start that right off the bat. It's rumored. Okay? So with the rumor with regards to casting, y'all know we typically have these discussions every season, especially considering that the new season is set to start filming this month. Okay? Yes, we're going to take our time today. We're going to take our time. All right? Now, let's get into it. Let's go ahead. I don't even want to beat around the bush with that one because I know a lot of y'all are here for that. So I'm going to pull it up. Do you guys follow Mr. Housewives on Instagram? If not, you probably should. So I happened to catch this as I was preparing for this video because I was going to talk about the Reasonably Shady situation and some information, something that's making rounds on social media and the reason why people are calling out Ashley, after the whole colorism conversation. So we're going to talk about that as well. All right. So the headline reads, Robyn Dixon demoted to friend of and Jacqueline Blake promoted to full-time. Now, this is alleged. And Mr. Housewives, AKA, I think his name is Marcus, actually says it's rumored. Okay, so it's rumored. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about why it's important. All right. We're going to talk about why it's important. I believe Carlos King also said something about perhaps maybe wanting to see more of Jacqueline as well. I think I said it too. And to be honest with you guys, okay, we just got a confirmation. We just got a confirmation. I don't know if I should say from who. All right. We just got a confirmation that at least part of this isn't true. Just got a confirmation from Jacqueline, who says it's not. Because I just DM'd her. I literally just DM'd her. But to be fair, Mr. Housewives also says that it was rumored. But let's talk about it a little bit further. Robyn has given us, I would say, very little in terms of, I would say, real story over this past year. And quite frankly, I do feel like she's kind of made a mockery of what viewers want in terms of reality TV. Okay? So, in my opinion, I personally would probably demote her. Hopefully, she could receive the same pay because I want the people to be paid. Okay. I don't want to take no money off nobody's plate. But Jacqueline is confirming that so far, this is not true. All right. Now, that's again why I'm so glad I did this live. Woo. Um, would you guys like to see more of Jacqueline in the new season? That's a good question. That's a really, really good question. Now, to be fair, Jacqueline could also be playing the game of I can't tell y'all nothing. But her response to me was LOL, no. So we shall see. But I would like to see more of Jacqueline on the show. And not for the reasons I feel like people may think, just so it could be a Jacqueline versus Mia thing. Simply Shamar says, after this last stunt, I'm not surprised. Even before with the wedding, I feel like her story wrapped anyways. Make room for people who will share their real lives. I think that's the bottom line here, and why I wanted to believe this to be true is because of exactly what Shamar said. Even before that with the wedding, I feel like her story wrapped anyways. We talk a lot about narrative arcs on this channel. And when you think of the narrative arc that Robyn has had, similar to the way it happened with Cynthia Bailey, we got to see Cynthia find her happily ever after, at least at the time, right? So I feel like the same could be said for Robyn. She's found her happily ever after. And with Cynthia Bailey, that very next season, she was offered a friend of role. Remember that? So I could see why this could possibly come to fruition. Because if I was a producer on the show, that's what I would do. It's what makes the most sense. Okay. And I feel like some viewers related to Jacqueline on a lot of levels, especially in comparison to some of the other things that happened on the season. So I agree with you 100%, Simply Shamar, as I typically do. Let's make some room for some people who will share their real lives. Okay. So, first story of the day, we've gotten confirmation from Jacqueline herself, who says it's not true until it either is or isn't. Make sure you guys follow Mr. Housewives for more Housewives content. Let's talk about the Ashley of it all, because I really want to get into this. I've been kind of waiting to talk about this since yesterday. Somebody sent me the clip. My manager actually sent me the clip. During the reunion for the Real Housewives of Potomac, Ashley was staunchly opposed to the idea that she had participated in any activities that may be deemed or that may fall under the sort of idea of colorism. Claudette, the answer would be we don't know yet. Okay. But it would make sense. At least the part where it says that Jacqueline is sort of maybe taking her spot, that would be a no. She doesn't know. That, let me just say that. That was part of her response. All right. Sheila, you said you could not find the book on Amazon. Is that what you say? That's odd. This is the first thing that pops up when I type in my book title or my name. So I'm not sure how you're missing it, baby. Because it's right here. Okay. So it's there. It's right there. Okay. Another reason why I like to put it, another reason why it's good to do these lives. Y'all want the link? Here you go. Easy breezy. It should be populating now. I know it populated for YouTube. It's got an error on Facebook. So we'll see. Yay. Hey. Thank you guys very much. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. Hopefully I can, if you feel so inclined, please give a review. Please give a review. I'll put the link in the description box. Actually, the link is already in the description box. You can go to wickedestwives.com and then scroll down and click on order, and it'll take you right to Amazon. And I'll put the Amazon link in the, let me put the Amazon link in the description as well. And then we're going to get into this Ashley situation. So a lot of people are calling out Ashley right now because of her kind of, a lot of people felt like she played a little coy when it came to the colorism conversation. But there were a lot of users online who happened to remember this clip. And I'm going to play it for you guys. Okay.
Your opinion, you're biracial. What was your reaction to all this?
I was just really surprised because the two women who have the most European features make the biggest deal of race. When most of us embrace our naturalness, for some reason they don't. What? Coloring your hair blonde and straightening it is European. That is a very European thing.
So Ashley understands.
Y'all remember that? I might have to do a book club. I might do that. I could do that. Let me give it to you again, just in case some of you missed it. This was really, and shout out to our friends over at Urban Bell Mag. They also happened to post this as well. This is a conversation where Katie told Gizelle and Robyn that maybe they could be more biracial, multiracial than Black themselves. So Robyn and Gizelle were offended. And Katie told Gizelle that you could pass for a white woman. She says, now you maybe could get away with being Caucasian. And Gizelle agrees. And she says, I could, but I don't, because I'm proud to say I'm Black. And so when Andy asked for Ashley to join, she says, he says, you're biracial. What was your reaction to all this? And Ashley said, I was really surprised because the two women who have the most European features seem to make the biggest deal of race when most of us embrace our naturalness. For some reason, they don't. Coloring your hair blonde and straightening it is European. That is a very European thing. So the idea here is that Ashley is being called out because viewers are saying you understood nuances of this idea of colorism back in season 1, but for some reason it didn't seem to be so easily understood in season 7. I don't know. It's just something to make you kind of think. Like, for some reason, I felt like Ashley seemed to view colorism in a similar way to how people view racism, i.e., some sort of concerted, conscious effort to look down on or purposely treat someone differently because of the hue of their skin. When in fact, colorism is oftentimes more subtle than that. And I feel as though perhaps Ashley may have, this is a guess, may have been defensive because the idea that she may be associated with an ism was more concerning to her than actually hearing those subtle ways in which colorism impacts people of color. And in that regard, it almost felt like she may have been listening to respond versus listening to comprehend or understand, which are two completely and totally different things. And it's really a conversation of how privilege is used within the context of the Real Housewives of Potomac. And so when we look at the idea of colorism, I do believe that some people hear an ism and they get so scared and stopped in their tracks that they fail to actually simply, sometimes it's just simply taking a look at or listening to and hearing how someone else may be experiencing something that the collective is contributing to subconsciously, right? And so we probably need to be so much less scared of the impact of the ism and more concerned with, hey, how might I contribute to this subconsciously so that we can all be better? Because what I didn't feel was that Wendy or Candace were coming at the group. You're doing this, you're doing that, and this, that, and the third. At least in that moment in the beginning, I felt like it was a very peaceful, hey, this is our experience. Can you be more consciously aware of that? Period. And as Candace continued to get frustrated with Gizelle mincing her words about how she experienced Chris, because that is really how she experienced that situation and less about what he did, okay, that she became so frustrated that she let out her frustrations and really said something that was not going to be politically correct, but it was really laying the cards on the table. Simply Shamar says Ashley isn't going to split with Gizelle too often, so her acting a little aloof also doesn't surprise me. She was more rebellious in that first season, but now I can't even say that. I'm not going to say that last term. But it does seem, I will say a follower, or not a follower, maybe so much as it just seemed like the women seem to want to build a protective wall around Gizelle versus allowing her to really face the heat for her own actions. And it's frustrating as a viewer because what happens is it begins to feel like Real Housewives of Potomac's very own version of the Fox Force 5 on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. For those of you guys who are new here, or not new here, but new to the chat, who just joined in, we discussed the rumor that potentially Robyn had been demoted and that Jacqueline had um, been, promoted to take her place. For those of you guys who missed it, I had subsequently DM'd Jacqueline just to confirm, and she said no, for at least, and I'm paraphrasing, that wasn't true. To her knowledge. Okay. And so we have segued into fans calling out Ashley for what many people felt like was aloof behavior when it came to this topic of colorism. All right. Let's talk about that real quick. EHC Bunny, who says Gizelle is an EP. She is their boss. Of course, the cast want to please her. Now, when people say that Gizelle is an EP, I think I'm interpreting that to be not a literal version of an executive producer, but more of a theoretical executive producer, right? Because it feels as though Gizelle is in control of the season's narrative, i.e., Gizelle will jumpstart the story. Gizelle is typically seen as the face of the show. Gizelle is oftentimes promoted, it seems, by the network, and Gizelle seems to be protected when it appears as though she is usually behind a lot of the drama that is jump started from the scenes, i.e., pushing story, pushing narratives, whether true or untrue, adding sauce onto things, but never really being penalized for adding the extra butter to the sauce, right? And so there's the idea, exactly, seasons change, of favoritism. And so then what it also seems to foster from a sociological perspective is a group that begins to build themselves around her to protect her because they feel like potentially they too will be protected and fall underneath her umbrella of safety. And an example of this would be getting that first chair every year. regardless of the fact that the audience feels like she never really has a lot of story on her own. Okay? It very much gives Shawnee on Basketball Wives. It does. It very much gives that. And so that leads us into our final story. And again, for those of you who just jumped on the live, we talked about the rumors that Robyn had been demoted and Jacqueline had been promoted. We did get a DM from Jacqueline because I asked her to confirm, and she said no. To her knowledge, this isn't the case. So we have that. We've talked about fans calling out Ashley for seemingly acting aloof during the topic of colorism and when it was brought up, but also calling out Gizelle and Robyn in season 1 for what she felt like were, I don't know what she called it, basically attributing some of their aesthetics to their and compare and putting it in comparison to their um how do I even put that? Let me just play it again.
What was your reaction to all this?
I was just really surprised because the two women who have the most European features make the biggest deal of race. When most of us embrace our naturalness, for some reason they don't. What? Coloring your hair blonde and straightening it is European. That is a very European thing.
So
Is that a European thing? I don't know. I think that's an opinion. But the fact that she had that opinion, I felt like told us a lot. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of people didn't remember this. So now that it's circulating again, they're like, oh, what? Wait a minute, Ashley, you do. There are aspects of this conversation that you do understand. Okay. Hey, Tony, thank you so much for that. I thought there was a super chat that I might have missed. Hey, thank you for ordering the book. Yes. Appreciate you. Maybe they are bringing Tita in. I'm assuming is that Jacqueline's sister's name? Let me know in the chat. Thank you guys for the super chats, and thank you for all of you guys who have pre-ordered the book. All right. Reasonably shady, as Gizelle says it on the show. Reasonably shady. Let's get into it. Our friends over at the Neighborhood Talk have posted Real Housewives of Potomac stars Gizelle Bryant and Robyn Dixon are fighting back as Eminem moves to deny their attempt to trademark Reasonably Shady. Eminem says he's been the real shady since 1996. All right. That's a long time. All right. So basically, they are fighting back against Eminem's attempts to block the podcast Reasonably Shady application for trademark, right? So this is according to Radar Online. Now, the court documents from Eminem's legal team had basically positioned Reasonably Shady as being closely resembling the trademark of Slim Shady, Shady, and Shady Limited. So what needs to be understood here is that Eminem has trademarked Slim Shady, Shady, and Shady Limited in certain categories. So in terms of appearance, sound, and commercial expression. So basically, Eminem has the trademark on the word shady, at least in some categories. All right. We have oh my God, Tea Talk with your girl. Thank you so much. I ordered your book and I'm wishing upon a star for the book club. You know what? I will figure out a way to do that. Thank you so much, you guys, for ordering the book. Kadeem says this clip has nothing to do with colorism. You must have missed the part of the conversation, so I'm just gonna let that go. And if you don't understand how it relates to colorism, I think you're missing some of the nuances of colorism as it pertains to our discussion on this channel and what we perceived from the reunion. Okay. Now, let's get back to it. All right. So Eminem's legal team is arguing that by allowing the reasonably shady trademark, it will cause confusion and deceive people. All right. His team has pointed out that he spent a significant amount of time, effort, and money promoting the name since 1996. So, does Eminem have the market cornered when it comes to the word shady? Well, it appears as though Gizelle and Robyn are not about to back down. All right. They're requesting that Eminem's demand be denied. They claim that there was never actual notice of Eminem's prior rights in the names and marks Slim Shady, Shady, and Shady Limited before adopting and seeking to register their podcast name. Now, what I'm wondering is, does that mean that they just didn't know it? That it wasn't promoted? Because what I will tell you is, if I don't know how many of you guys here have done a trademark search. You can do it on your own. You can go to tests and you can do I would say, a broad search of, oh my God, thank you. Speak that into existence. Yes, please, Lord, thank you. I'm literally writing book 2 right now. You can go on to test and do a trademark search on your own. However, good point. However, what would be better is to do a search with a trademark attorney, okay? Because you can do it on your own and you can sort of see, like, is this term in use in general? You know what? I'm gonna show you. Test trademark. Okay. Another good reason to do things live, because we can just I think lives are a place where we can just have a good time and just do what we want to do. So we're gonna do this search right now. All right, so I've pulled up the trademark search. So this is just an education for you guys, right? For those of you who may not know, some of you probably already know this, so please forgive me, right? So we're going to do a basic word mark search. So what you want to do is let's look up reasonably shady. We're going to submit the query. All right. So the filing date for this so they did use an attorney. All right. And so we can see the categories here: eyeshadow, lip gloss, makeup, candles, mugs, water bottles, hats, pants, shirts, socks, sweatshirts, jackets, paddle boards, entertainment services, podcasts for, in the field of dating, relationships, marriage, entrepreneurs, motherhood, style, glam, and current events. Ongoing series featuring all the same, all the above, provided through television, webcasts, and radio broadcasts, hosting social entertainment events, namely parties for others. All right, so let's go back. Let's look up the term shady. All right. So here's the thing. There's a lot of shady here. Now, I'm not an attorney, but it would seem to me as though one could provide proof of all of these other uses of the term shady that have been approved for trademark as their defense against Eminem in this way, because there's lots of other uses of the term shady. Now, I have seen this a lot. Someone says, just change it to reasonably shade and call it a day. Can be cases, I think it's based on industry and market. I think it will depend on the categories. I should ask my trademark attorney. I don't know. Let's look. Just to do a quick search. Super shady. That's in commerce. Shady blue. I don't want to give no feedback. So this is entertainment, audio and recordings, posters, clothing, apparel, online retail stores, streaming of music, entertainment services. So entertainment services, yes, this is a similar category. And the trademark is live. We even have candles, which is similar to what Robyn and Gizelle are doing as well. So these are similar categories. That is going to be another question. They can probably reasonably prove that it won't dilute Eminem's brand. These are approved trademarks because they're live. See, let's go back. You see, they're all live. Now, I thought I saw reasonably shady up here already. Did I? Is their trademark live? Am I missing it? Is it up here? Or did I make that up in my mind? Oh, reasonably shady. It says it's live here too. So some of these could be in process. Let me see. it's so much that you have to check when you're looking into these things, right? And that's another reason why I say get a trademark attorney, and it will definitely benefit you if you're going through this process. All right. The name of the book is The Wickedest Wives. And yes, ma'am, you can get it from Amazon. Just type in my name, Richie Skye, and it'll pop right up. It's right here. Boom, 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 boom. Whew, baby. It's a lot going on. It is a lot going on. All right. So that's the tea. We have figured this out with Robyn. Okay, at least for now. Let me know what you would like to see in the chat. Who would you like to see come back next season? Let me know. I wouldn't mind seeing Jacqueline come back. I would like to delve more into that story. Robyn, I think, has had a great arc on the show. Well, great. I think she's had an arc on the show. It's probably time for some new new blood, keep things fresh. And I also think it would put Gizelle in a position where she had to do a little bit more work. If Gizelle was on her own, I feel like it would force her into a space of having to tell her own stories. We can make Robyn a friend of, because I feel like my biggest criticism of Robyn over the years has been that she positions herself more as Gizelle's friend than as an individual cast member. So allow her to just be the friend. That way Juan doesn't have to worry about filming, because we know that I don't think that he really wants to anyway. So therefore, she don't have to no more worry about, filming her home life or being the center of anything. And just boom. There you go. Boom, boom, shake the room. So, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and tapping in. I appreciate you guys for this little random live that we did. And if some more news pops off, we will talk about it. Likely today is a wrap for me, because your boy is tired. Okay, I have not even had my lunch yet, but I did think it was important to hop on this live and talk about, especially this right here. It's fascinating to me. I'm not mad at the title, Reasonably Shady. I feel like when you do set up a business, trademarking is something that you do. So for you guys that are starting your own businesses, there's a part of me that wants to work with some of y'all. Like, if you starting your own business, this stuff that I have learned over this past year, I feel like would be so helpful to some people to not make some of the mistakes that I made. But yes, definitely when you start this is what I'm not gonna give you guys. Yeah, I will actually say that. If you can, trademark your name. Trademark your business name. Once you have your business idea, you got it locked and loaded. It doesn't have to be the first thing that you do, but once you get that thing rocking and rolling, go ahead and submit that trademark. So Robyn and Gizelle, I got to tell you, to be very honest with you, they did the right thing. They have a brand, they're building a brand, and I'm not going to knock that. I'm definitely not going to knock that. And Hansi says, start a separate business channel. I mean, I might do that. Just because I feel like some people out there, I've definitely made a lot of mistakes in these past 2 years. If I could tell y'all all the L's I have taken, I mean, y'all, you might want to slap me. Like, what are you doing, bro? That's how I feel some days. But I think the best thing that I've probably ever done is the work that I do on this channel. And honestly, being able to chat with y'all, best thing that I've ever done. So with that being said, we talked about the news. That's all I got. I hope that you guys will and support their podcast. If you love Robyn and Gizelle, support them, with that also being said, make sure you guys, please, if you can, grab a copy of the book. It is 99 cents to download it on Amazon, on Kindle. You guys can order the paperback book. You can order the hard copy. If you guys are interested, I may do like a little book club to answer any questions about it. I would love to get a review. I'm hoping to become an Amazon bestseller. I work with a beautiful co-writer who helped me learn how to write in a narrative 3-act structure, how to outline, how to do all of this stuff. And so now as I work on book number 2 and I'm writing every night, it's amazing. It's such an amazing journey to be able to take these characters that have been living in my head and put them on paper and put the situations on paper and take it further. And I want to do another commercial for the next one. I want the next one out by June. That's my goal, is to have this next book out by June, the 3rd book out by September, and the 4th book out by November. But don't hold me to that, because it takes time to write. I'm learning. It takes a lot of time. So yes, please order it. Let me know what you think. I want to know who your favorite characters are, who I should focus on for the next series. If you want to spin off of anything. I'm just trying to make it happen. So I would definitely appreciate the support. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next video. Later. So I'm Richie Skye, the author and publisher of The Wickedest Wives, Desiree's Desire, which is book 1 in a series. This book is about redemption. It's the story of a disgraced journalist who has lost everything. And now she has to rebuild her life brick by brick. And what better way to do that than to join a reality TV show? Why not? Now, not only are we talking reality TV, so there's going to be scandal, there's going to be a little bit of deception, backstabbing, a little romance, and why not throw in a sprinkle of murder to really round out the excitement? So I really want you guys to dive headfirst into these books. Desiree's Desire is just the first of many to come. So I'm super excited for you guys to read this, and I want to know exactly what you think. So be sure to follow, like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.